So the game ended in a draw, 1-1 Arsenal and Chelsea. However, there are a lot of talking points. Moises Caicedo ruining the game for Chelsea, to be honest, ruining the game for everyone. We didn't get to see the battle. We'll talk about the red card. Is it deserved? Because there is another one on Hincapié with the elbow on Shalaba, who scored the goal for Chelsea. We'll talk about all of this, but a point gained for Chelsea, to be honest, and I think also a point gained for Arsenal. However, that is because of the context. But I think there is 2 points dropped for Chelsea. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's a lot of factors that happen in this game. It's at Stamford Bridge. Unless you don't consider Chelsea to be in the title race, which is, they are still 6 points behind Arsenal. We'll talk about all of this, and I want to hear from you. This is Footy Judgment. If you're new here, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. This is the Arsenal versus Chelsea game at Stamford Bridge that ended 1-1 with the big decision of Moises Caicedo being sent off in the 38th minute in that first half. That actually Anthony Taylor showed him the red after checking the monitor. Of course, we'll talk about all of that, but hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. If you are new, with your help, we can get to 50,000 subscribers. But let me just start by saying the big thoughts, right? The big thought is that I thought Chelsea were a little bit more, have more authority on the game before Caicedo got sent off. And I thought that Chelsea were the better team on the pitch. And it's understandable. It's at their home ground. They're coming from a big win against Barcelona. They have the confidence. You know, Estevao is playing. Caicedo actually, just before the sending off, it's not unfortunate. He's just an idiot and stupid. And I want to hear from you. He's just a clown to do that because he was having a brilliant game. He already in 38 minutes had 4 recoveries, 3 tackles, and I thought he was very good in that midfield. Yes, he committed a foul or 2, but I thought he was good in that midfield. Just for him to be stupid and idiotic, and the crowd and the occasion got the best out of him. And then he was like, he showed the lack of experience, right? And he shouldn't. Don't tell me he's young or he's not young. He showed the lack of experience. You just watch this tackle, of course, with him. This is it. This is the tackle that he said. It's a horrendous tackle. The ball is gone, and he went on. Why did you need to tackle Mikel Merino at the halfway, like in the middle of the pitch like this? There was no need for him to do this. And it was just stupid, and everyone knew it's a red card. And even he knew it was a red card because he kind of like stayed on the ground, like said it's an injury, like kind of faked an injury. I don't know, because I'm actually not sure if he was injured or not. But it looked like he faked an injury because he knew right away he was going to get the red card. Chelsea before that were actually a little bit the better team. Yes, there was a couple of chances for Arsenal. There was a chance for Saka that actually the replay showed that he was offside. But Chelsea were on the ascendancy. They created some chances and they got into good opportunities and they got into good areas just for Moises Caicedo, and they bypassed Arsenal press. The first thing I wanted to talk about is Reece James' rule in this game. And I'm going to come to the Arsenal, and I'm going to come to Mikel Merino and how Odegaard changed the game, and Eze and what did Eze do, and Bukayo Saka and all this stuff. But I just wanted to mention Reece James because everyone was talking about Declan Rice and Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez and Zubamendi. Just for Reece James to deliver a master class in this game. What a performance by Reece James in the heart of the middle. He was arguably the best player on the pitch for me. Like, the guy covered every bit of ground. Kind of the passes were crisp. He was absolutely immense in the heart of that Chelsea midfield. He showed his class today. What a football player in that heart of the middle. He was ridiculously good. And actually, he was the key to bypass Arsenal press, because Arsenal started the game pressing Chelsea. But Chelsea were able to bypass the press sometimes. Yes, they went long a couple of times, and João Pedro, Mosquera, Hincapié, and all this stuff. But they were able to bypass the press and get an extra man in the middle behind Moreno, behind Eze, right? And behind even Declan Rice in the heart of the middle. And that is because of Reece James. Even Caicedo was involved in that part of the game, but he's just stupid. He's just an idiot, and he's stupid. But from that point of view, I just thought that Chelsea's game plan were so good. Chelsea's game plan was try to play on the ground from the back, and they succeeded a couple of times or 3 times actually in the first half, and they created opportunities for Estevao to go against Calafiore. He was really good on that left side. Calafiore, he kind of kind of like played a very good game on the young Estevao on that left side. I actually think Hincapié and Mosquera played together. They're, in my opinion, they were a little bit shaky sometimes, of course, because it's the first time they played together. So I gotta give them a little bit of a leeway. I gotta be completely honest with these two. But Shalaba scoring the goal was amazing. Like that corner and set piece for Chelsea, who actually excel. One of the things that people don't talk about this season is how Chelsea actually excel in corners and set pieces this season. If I'm not mistaken, this is their 7th goal from a set piece. Arsenal only scored 8 from corners. Chelsea scored 7. So Chelsea are having this weapon in their locker, which is absolutely magnificent to have, especially when you're down to 10 men. But one of the main things I also, before I go to Arsenal, wanted to speak about Chelsea is that Chelsea had a magnificent and a great game plan after going 10 men down. Yeah, they defended very well, but also they tried to go forward. In the beginning of the second half, they started on the front foot. And I applaud Enzo Maresca for this. I think Enzo Maresca had a very, very good game tactically in this game about closing down the Arsenal players and actually still creating chances. With 10 men, they still created chances. So hats off to Enzo Maresca, who had a brilliant, brilliant tactical game for him. And Chelsea, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I gotta look at this game and I think this is a brilliant game by Chelsea. I think it gives him encouragement. Now, on the other hand, Arsenal coming back from a 1-0 down at Stamford Bridge. I know that a lot of people are going to be negative, and I'm warning Arsenal fans. There will be people that will try to be negative. There will be people that will push the agendas against this Arsenal team. But you got to remember, it's not as easy as it looks playing at Chelsea. I actually said that Chelsea needed the win. Chelsea should expect their team to win at Stamford Bridge. And if Arsenal get a point, it will be a very, very good point for them. I actually stand by this. This is a great point for Arsenal at Stamford Bridge. It keeps their distance from Chelsea. Chelsea still have to go to the Emirates in the second half of the season. Yes, Man City won, but we see that Man City are shaky. And I think actually going 1-0 down against the 10 men, it can be an uphill battle. But given that goal, Saka delivered a brilliant cross from the right side to Mikel Merino, who slotted in basically an easy header. But I thought the Arsenal were disappointing after this. I thought the Arsenal were disappointing after this. And is it because of, this is what I want to ask you. Is it because Mikel Arteta's plan, or was it or is it because Chelsea made the game so tough for them? I think Chelsea made the game very hard for Arsenal to play their regular game. Every time Saka got the ball, there was 2 on him. Every time on the left, Madueke got the ball when he stepped in, there was 2 on him. And that is credit to Enzo Maresca. I don't think the Arsenal should be as disappointed. I want to hear from you guys, but I don't think it should be the end of the world at all. A point at Stamford Bridge is a good one in the title race. It's not bad. You're not going to win every game. I know it's against 10 men, but I think like you should leave the game and you should be like, okay. Because number one, Odegaard came back and played well when he stepped on the pitch. Saka played well. Hincapié and Mosquera didn't play bad. They were a little bit, started the game a little bit shaky, but actually when the game went on, they gained more confidence. I thought the game went all right for Arsenal. It wasn't, I know that it's 2 points dropped, an opportunity missed for Arsenal, but in the same time, I'm going to say that you played against a very resilient Chelsea. Fofana and Chalobah had magnificent games, and there is nothing they could do about the goal that Arsenal scored. And that is what you need to think about. If you're an Arsenal fan, this is what you need to think about. Now, you were progressive. Arteta put players forward. Arteta removed Zubamendi and played his attacking mids with Odegaard and Eze. I don't think the Arsenal can take a lot of negatives in this game. I know that people were asking for Arsenal to be a little bit quicker on the ball, to actually go forward more and do all the stuff. But in my opinion, Arsenal also needed to be cautious because Chelsea on the counter-attack, if this game ended with Chelsea win, I think it would have been a disaster for Arsenal, especially with 10 men. Arteta had this in his mind. And if it was me, I would actually a little bit be more cautious. We saw Declan Rice, when he played at the 6, be a little bit more cautious than what you like to be against the 10 men. And I understand this from Mikel Arteta's point of view. I definitely understand this because you have Eze, you have Madueke, you have Gyökeres. You know, Moreno pushed forward, plays as a second forward, and it was Odegaard and Rice only in the middle when Eze stepped out, who I thought had he was a passenger, Eze. In my opinion, Eze is the one from Arsenal that he was a passenger today, didn't have his best game. And I thought he didn't find the spaces. It was a stop and go for him most of the time. He didn't have a great game today. So Eze for me was disappointing today. He is my favorite player at Arsenal, but he was disappointing for me today. But I'm just going to tell you something, to be honest, about this game. I know that people will say it opened the door for City. Still, I'm still hesitant about City. Arsenal are 5 points ahead of City, and then they're 6 points ahead of Chelsea. I think it's a healthy lead for Arsenal, 5 points ahead of City, especially them getting Chelsea out of the way, them getting Spurs out of the way. I know that they still have to play Brentford at home next game, winnable game. They have to play Villa away, which is a very tough game. But City as well have Fulham away. So the lead can actually change. So I actually, at the end, my final thoughts about this game before I actually do that, hit that like button, people, if you guys are still here. It's a good point for both. I think Chelsea will take more encouragement from this game. It shows the resilient. It shows actually that Chelsea can defend very well. They defended brilliantly in this game. And I think that Arsenal actually will move on from this game so quickly. It will not stick in their head. It's not as bad as people gonna make it be. So I'm warning you that you will see a lot of people that actually they're gonna put this and actually they're gonna say, "Oh, this is a bad result. We should not have drawn against them." Men, I disagree. It's a way at your one of the title rivals. So it's not that bad. Hit that like button, guys, if you guys are here. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I will see you guys later.